What's up, you all? Welcome. I'm Kyle Michael, and I wanted to do a video, an impromptu. I just had this very powerful thought that came to me, and I really wanted to share it right now. And so yeah, here I am, all comfortable looking and whatnot. But I wanted to share this. So the thought and the question that comes up when we talk about human nature and society is nature versus nurture. How much of ourselves, our personalities, our energies, masculine, feminine, those kind of things, how much is that actually nature? And then people will pose the question, how much is actually nurture? And we actually live in a society, or we live in a time where it appears that many are under the assumption that nurture is more powerful than nature. And I've even heard people argue that it's all nurture, but it hit me hard, this thought. It really kind of blows it all away and eliminates the question altogether of nature versus nurture. The fight, nature versus nurture, that would imply that there's a competition going on between the two, and which one wins out. And there's a clear winner. Nurture. That should be, sorry. Nature. Nature is the clear winner. Because nothing is outside of nature. The concept of nurture in and of itself still finds itself dwelling in the definition of nature, in that nature encompasses all things. See, it appears to me that human beings try very hard to separate themselves from nature. Try incredibly hard. It's common in conversations when we talk about humans and comparing them to other animals, we speak of animals as if we are not animals ourselves. As if we are something separate. And maybe that gives comfort. Maybe there's a reason, a natural reason, why humans are more inclined to think that way. Because by accepting that you are nature, by accepting it, you must also accept all the danger, all the hard things that come along with being a part of nature. When we look at, nature outside of the human element, we see a fight for survival and a lot of the concepts that humans hold when it comes to life doesn't seem to present itself in the nature outside of our nature. Right? And we're still, and I'd say it's all one nature, but talking about how humans interpret it. And so by accepting that we are nature, you have to accept what nature is and know that you are a part of it too, under the same laws as every other animal, right? We're just different. And, not to take away any credit, because as far as what I have been able to see in my life, we are the only creatures that I'm aware of that can pose this kind of question and have this kind of deep philosophical thought. And that's amazing. That's really cool. And that's also a part of nature. That's dope. As cold as nature can be, it's just always two sides to it. So, but yeah, and to kind of give an example so that the concept can possibly make, you know, even more sense or be more clear. If you can imagine an anthill, a big anthill, and you can imagine inside this anthill, and you know how ants work. They work together. Some even say that ants are more like a single organism, but with many different external parts. So each individual ant is a part of that one, right? Because they work in incredible unison. They work together. They're so linked. It's very fascinating. But I'm sure ants don't think this way, but if we can, you know, anthropomorphize, you know, we can put the human element into the ant for this purpose. If an ant were to think in its ant hill, in its home, it, I'm sure, would think its nature is the nature, the way that ants do things. There's a lot of ants, right? And the way that they interact, that's their society. And I imagine that anything outside is not really even a concept within that anthill, within that society of ants. Like, you know, they're not, you know, for them, they are it. Right? Until a human comes by and messes it up, and it's like, what the heck? Because the human looks upon the ant as if it's something outside. But to the ants in it, trust that society is everything. They don't know anything about us. They're separate. Right? But it's just the way the mind works when they're in that kind of element, or when they're in that space. But realize there is actually no separation. It's all one nature. Hope that example made sense. But it's all one nature. And there's no escaping that. This whole world, this earth, and then you think about space and planets and how far it goes. It's all elements of nature. And we're a part of that. And we can get lost, and or we can forget and even try to convince ourselves that we are nature, because we make our experience the supreme experience, as if that experience is different than nature itself playing out on a grand scale. But realize it's not our nature, it's the nature, and we are simply a part of that. And that can, one, make you feel small, or two, make you feel giant. Make you feel incredibly connected. Make you feel a sense of importance, knowing that you are nature expressing itself in an individual way. And then, you know, the thought came to me, maybe nature itself is like that anthill, those ants, how they act as a single organism, but they're each individually different. Or maybe we do the same thing, and we don't even know. It being like the universe is one, and we're all playing our parts in that concept of the universe, and how it presents itself and how it lives, right? Either way, that was a thought that came to me, and I thought it was a really cool thought, real powerful, in that it answered my question. I think I'd love to hear thoughts from the other side, because for me it's really hard to go against it, because while you can choose to separate nature and nurture, you can choose to separate the two, but I think you're just trying to change the rules, but you can try, but there's no changing it. It's all nature. And so nurture, how we express ourselves, and how that expression that we display, how that shapes the society, shapes the way people think and feel, and the psychology of people, and the thoughts and whatnot. Yes, like, the expression that we give absolutely plays a role in that nurture part, society, and how we would think, but all that is still nature. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing that's actually unnatural, even though that thing may be, like, for instance, people say like unnatural products or unnatural science or something like that, but there's nothing unnatural at all. Like, now, maybe certain things wouldn't come unless humans were able to bring it about, but we are nature, therefore that product is still natural. It still is. It's like honey. I'm not an expert in how honey is created or made by bees, I know that, but thinking about the concept of honey, we think about honey as a natural, all-natural product, right? Because it comes outside from what we create, But honey doesn't come into existence without an external source, which is the bees. So if you were to get into a bee's mind, buzzing around, would the bee think this honey's unnatural? They create it, they like it, they know the humans love it, but it's an unnatural product because they must change the environment to create it. They're needed, necessary for it, just like humans are necessary to bring about other things. But I imagine they would look at us saying nature. Right? You can't escape nature. It's basically the premise of this. It's all nature. Even nurture is still nature. So therefore, it's all nature. Nature versus nurture. Nature. There's not even a versus. It's just nature. All right. Let's end it there. Thanks for joining me on this thought process, this journey. If you have any questions about hypnotherapy and subconscious engineering, you can email me at kylemichael@magickminds.com. Also, check out my Instagram. That's at Magick Minds. I have some minute of motivations I do there. I think I have like 73. So you have a lot of minute of motivations videos that are designed to help motivate you within a minute. So take advantage of those while they're on there. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and hit that bell notification so you can be notified every time I put out a new video. Okay? All right. Till next time, keep going and keep growing. Live life and love life. All right? All right, y'all.